Now we will discuss about difference between ferromagnetic material and paramagnetic material. Paramagnetic material and ferromagnetic material. First point is more number of in paramagnetic material less number of unpaired electrons is present. In case of ferromagnetic material more number of unpaired electrons is present. Second difference is magnetic susceptibility is less in paramagnetic material. Magnetic susceptibility is more. Third difference is suppose we keep paramagnetic material in external magnetic field. After some time when we remove the external magnetic field, the material does not show any magnetic property after remove the external magnetic field. And in case of ferromagnetic material, suppose we keep the ferromagnetic material in external magnetic field. After some time when we remove the external magnetic field, some amount of the magnetism remains present in the material. That property is called as a residual magnetism. So residual magnetism present when external magnetic field is removed. This is in ferromagnetic material. In case of paramagnetic material, no residual magnetism present when we remove external magnetic field. So these are the difference between ferromagnetic material and paramagnetic material. Now we will see ferromagnetic material. Consider a ferromagnetic material and applied external magnetic field. So in the material there are paired as well as unpaired electrons are present. So unpaired electrons align with the external magnetic field. So here I have drawn only unpaired electrons. Before applying the external magnetic field, the direction of unpaired electrons is random. At the same time, we are going to apply heat energy to the ferromagnetic material. When we apply heat energy, unpaired electrons take the heat energy and start vibrating. Therefore, the alignment of unpaired electrons will change and they will move in the random direction. Due to this movement, alignment disturb and magnetic property of ferromagnetic material will disturb. After, magnetic susceptibility of material is also disturbed or it is reduces. Now we will see one graph related to the magnetic susceptibility and temperature. Firstly, when we increase the temperature, the magnetic susceptibility of the material is reduces. But after some point, the magnetic susceptibility of material is suddenly reduces when we increase the temperature. So here this graph is having 2 points. From A point to B point, this material behaves like a ferromagnetic material and magnetic susceptibility of material is decreases. But from B to C, if you see that here, when we increase the temperature, this material behaves like a paramagnetic material and suddenly reduces the magnetic permeability. So at this point, the material convert ferromagnetic material into paramagnetic material. Means the property of the material is changed from ferromagnetic material to paramagnetic material, and it is called as a Curie's temperature. It is denoted by Tc. The temperature above which ferromagnetic material behaves like a paramagnetic material, and it is called as a Curie's temperature. So the Curie's temperature of different material is that is iron, and iron is the ferromagnetic material. Curie temperature is 1043 Kelvin. For cobalt, it is 1394 Kelvin, and for nickel, it is 631. Above this temperature, when we increase temperature, the material behaves like a paramagnetic material. Now there is one formula of magnetic susceptibility. It is given by C divided by T minus Tc. Here C is the Curie's constant, T is the temperature, and Tc is the Curie's temperature. When we increase the temperature, at that time T minus Tc also increases. Therefore, magnetic susceptibility of the material is also reduces. So this is known as a Curie's law. This is known as a Curie's law. So here we have seen that when we increase the temperature of ferromagnetic material, magnetic susceptibility of material is reduces. When we decrease the temperature, the magnetic susceptibility of the material is increases. When we cool the ferromagnetic material, at some point critical temperature will take place or critical temperature will occur. After that, the magnetic susceptibility of the material will increases. Now we will discuss about antiferromagnetic material. As we discussed in the previous lecture, in antiferromagnetic material, the number of unpaired electrons are exactly equal and they are opposite to each other. So consider there are 4 unpaired electrons is present. So here, due to the exact opposite and equal arrangement, the magnetic properties does not develop in the antiferromagnetic material. Even if we apply the external magnetic field, magnetic properties does not develop. When we increase the temperature of the material, some of the electrons, they will take the thermal energy and they will start moving in the random direction. After some time, they are aligned in the direction of magnetic field. Means some electrons, some unpaired electrons, they will take thermal energy and they will change their motion or they will align in the direction of external magnetic field. So therefore, this material, the magnetic property slowly developed in this material and the material behaves like a paramagnetic material. Before it is antiferromagnetic material, no magnetic properties developed in the material, but due to the heat energy given to this material, small amount of the magnetic properties developed in the material and this material behaves like a paramagnetic material. The point at which paramagnetic material is converted into the point at which antiferromagnetic material is converted into the paramagnetic material, this point is known as a Néel temperature. Now we will see Weis theory of ferromagnetic material. As we studied in the last lecture, in ferromagnetic material, more number of unpaired electrons is present, and these unpaired electrons come together and form one region or group. That region is called as a domain. So consider a ferromagnetic material. Here, these are the unpaired electrons and they form one region, and this is called as a domain. So this is called as a domain, and this is ferromagnetic material. So Weis has discovered different types of things related to the ferromagnetic material. First thing is Ferromagnetic material is consist of the different types of domain. Second thing is, in every domain has its unpaired electrons. Okay, first thing is, ferromagnetic material consists of the number of domain. Second thing is, in every domain has its own unpaired electrons, and these electrons are in same direction, or these electrons having same motion. Means, consider a domain number 1. This is domain number 1. All unpaired electrons present in domain number 1 has same direction. If you look at domain number 2, all unpaired electrons has same spin motion or same direction. Third thing, Weiss has discovered that here there are 3 domains is present. So every domain having its own unpaired electrons, and compare with the first domain and second domain, unpaired electrons direction is different. Here I have compared domain number 1 and domain number 2. The motion or spin movement of domain number 1 and 2 unpaired electrons is different. And fourth thing, Weiss has discovered that each domain has its own magnetic field, and that magnetic field is called as a Weiss field also. Each domain has its own magnetic field, and it is called as a Weiss field. Now we will see, when we apply external magnetic field to the material, all electrons present in the domain, they will align in the direction of magnetic field. So Weiss said that the net magnetic field applied over ferromagnetic material is equal to the applied magnetic field plus internal magnetic field of domain. So here internal magnetic field of domain is directly proportional to the magnetic intensity. Here this proportionality constant is replaced by the lambda, that is Hi is equal to lambda I. Now we put the value of internal magnetic field of domain put in the first equation. Now the equation becomes that is net magnetic field across ferromagnetic material is equal to the applied magnetic field and internal magnetic field. Ferromagnetic material has two types. First one is the soft magnetic material and second one is the hard magnetic material. Now we will understand these two materials with the help of the difference between two material. So first difference, firstly we take soft magnetic material. When we consider soft magnetic material, it is easily to develop magnetic property in that material, and it is easy to remove the magnetic property in that material. That is magnetic property develop easy and remove easy. When we consider hard magnetic material, it is very difficult to create magnetic property in the material, and it is very difficult to remove the magnetic property in the hard magnetic material. Second point is, second point in soft magnetic material. When small magnetic field applied over soft magnetic material, large magnetization will occur. When small applied magnetic field applied, large magnetization occur. In case of hard magnetic material, large magnetic field is required. Large magnetic field required to create magnetic property. Third point in soft magnetic material is hysteresis energy is less. Hysteresis energy less. In hard magnetic material, hysteresis energy large. When we draw BH curve in soft magnetic material, this is H, that is applied magnetic force, and this is B. This is a BH curve in soft magnetic material. The area of BH curve in soft magnetic material is small. Area of BH curve is small in soft magnetic material, and in hard magnetic material, area of BH curve is large. H is the magnetic force and B is the magnetic flux density. Fourth point in soft magnetic material is retentivity and corrosive force less. In case of hard magnetic material, retentivity and corrosive force is large or more, because the area of soft magnetic material is less and area of hard magnetic material is large. This area is BH curve area. Okay, BH curve area is small in soft magnetic material and BH curve area of hard magnetic material is large. Therefore, retentivity and corrosive force less, and here other side is more. Now we will see next difference. In soft magnetic material, permeability, that is mu, and magnetic susceptibility is high. In case of hard magnetic material, the value of permeability and magnetic susceptibility is low. Next difference is in soft magnetic material, low eddy current loss. Here in case of hard magnetic material, high eddy current loss. So here in the soft magnetic material is used in the transformer switching device application because low eddy current loss, and hard magnetic material having high eddy current loss, therefore it is used in the magnetic detector MRI scanner. Application is soft magnetic material is transformer and switching application devices. Switching application devices. Hard magnetic material used in the MRI scanner and magnetic detector. Now there are some materials under soft magnetic material is silicon alloy and steel alloy. In case of hard magnetic material, copper, nickel and cobalt.